Welcome to Fabulosity For You, and my name is Angie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, please click the subscribe button, then click the notification bell, so when I upload videos, you'll be the first to know. Like this video and make a comment. This channel is about fashion, relationship advice, and lifestyle. And if this is not your first time visiting my channel, well, welcome back, my queens, and welcome to the kings out there. Welcome to all of my new subscribers, and welcome back to all of my fabulous ones that have been with me. Okay, so today we're going to do the celebrity gossip. Now, today is Sunday, and I said one of my New Year's resolutions will be to rest on Sunday. So I have been resting, and I've been doing a little work at the same time, but I've basically been just doing nothing. So I'm sitting in my den. I have my Valentine's Day sign up. I have my Valentine's Day pillows and all of the things. And I'm got my Valentine's Day covers on. So I'm feeling real Valentine-ish, if that's a word. Anyway, we're going to get right into this video. So go get your drink of choice. Go get your food of choice. And come back and sit with your girl, Angie. Email, text, call. You better stick a letter in a bottle, baby, and let everybody know that Angie is on the line. Okay, guys, so we're going to be talking about what everybody's been talking about is Wendy Williams. So I had to just stop through to tell you the tea, spill the tea and the wine on Wendy Williams. So let me just say this. The last time I heard about Wendy Williams, they did a documentary on Lifetime, which was crazy, made her look real crazy. And then about 2 weeks ago in the news, they were saying that Wendy Williams is very ill, that she's doing bad, and they was acting like this woman was on her way out, okay? That's the last I heard of Wendy Williams. I was like, oh my God, I hate to hear that. Because we all love Wendy Williams, okay? So last week, Charlamagne the God from the Breakfast Club, he started talking about Wendy. He said, I talked to Wendy. Wendy is doing well. If she wanted to do a podcast today, she would be okay to do it. And I'm like, what's going on? I thought they said that she was on her way out. And he said he's been talking to her for the last 2 weeks, and she sounds like she's doing very well. She doesn't seem like she would need guardianship, and that Wendy needs our help. That she's been held like a prisoner in her apartment. So then it was said that he sent one of his assistants, one of the ladies that work on the show, The Breakfast Club, down to where Wendy is. And she said at first they was very nice. She asked she would like to see Wendy. And they really didn't believe her. And Wendy got on the phone and said, I would like her to come up. And she thought she was about to go up. All of a sudden, these guys in suits, black suits, came to her. And they was like, who are you here? Why are you here? And who are you trying to see? And she was like, well, I'm trying to see Wendy Williams. And they was like, Wendy Williams is not here. She's not here. So I don't know who told you she was here, but she's not here. So she said the way they was acting, she didn't feel comfortable to say, listen, we just got off the phone with Wendy and they told me I can go upstairs. And so she didn't feel comfortable. She felt like, hey, they might try to snatch me up. So she went on about her business, and then she told everybody at the Breakfast Club what happened. So Charlamagne was like, Wendy needs our help. So all of a sudden, just a couple days ago, he was doing an interview with Wendy and her niece via the telephone. And Wendy talked with Charlamagne the God at the Breakfast Club. She talked with Jason Lee, Hollywood Unlocked. And then she talked to this, I believe his name is Dan Lemon or something like that. She talked to those people because they were all close friends. And she hadn't talked to those people in years, with the exception of Charlemagne, and she knew they were doing very well and have they have a lot of people on their platforms. They have a high profile platform. And so she called the right people, honey. And before we get into her interview, I'm gonna go back, okay? I'm gonna go back. So I was just on YouTube watching a lot of people that have big platforms and seeing what they were saying about the Wendy Williams situation. So I started listening to Storm Monroe. Shout out to Storm Monroe. He has a big platform. He is in contact with celebrities. So I take what he say as really being the truth. So he said that he talked to one of his connections that worked on the Wendy Williams show. And that he said that that person told him that Wendy Williams was being drugged. Yeah, that's what he said. I'm like, what? Yes, drugged. And that her husband was the one that put all this together. He reached out to the producers, and he's the one that found the lady to be the guardianship. So he's the one that got Wendy into all of this mess she's in. Now, I'm going to take it further back. So, Wendy, when she first met this man, which is her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, I believe he was a drug dealer to the stars, okay? So everybody knew who he was, and he was somebody people were scared of. He had like a scandalous reputation, and I think he was like also a shark where you can get money from him, and he's gonna charge you this big interest, and if you don't pay him back his money, honey, he gonna put the paws on you. So he was a kind of a shady, very shady guy. But at the time, Wendy was on drugs. She was young, and she got hooked up with him. She ended up marrying this man, making this man her manager. And so he made it where nothing goes through Wendy. Everything goes through him. All he had her do was go to work, make the money. She couldn't have any friends. She couldn't talk to nobody. All she could do was watch TV. Like she was saying, she watched Lifetime a lot when she's not working. She worked like a mule, okay? And he was taking her money, and everybody, her family was taking her money. And he started having an affair with this woman, and she knew about it, okay? She heard him talking on the phone. She said this story herself when her son was very young. But instead of leaving him, she came up with this arrangement where, hey, you can have your whores, okay, while I work. But we're going to have some rules. I don't want this getting out to the public, and no children, okay? So he broke the rule. The girl got pregnant, and she was keeping her baby. And so, in fact, he was in love with this woman and was going to leave Wendy. So when Wendy started hearing about it, she started making her exit plan. So she had planned to leave Kevin Hunter. She had planned to quit the television show for 18 months. And then she had worked out a deal with Sirius Radio. And she had a lucrative deal. And this was the first time she made a deal on her own. She was very proud of what she was doing. It ended up, Kevin got her wind about what was happening. And that's when he went to her producer, went to these people, and got a guardianship for her, signed off. And then the guardianship lady and the judge cut him out the deal. Okay, so he didn't get nothing. So he just felt like a fool because he did this to Wendy, thinking he gonna get her money, and that just didn't happen. They didn't get him anything. Okay, so they said after they sold everything, that Wendy was worth over $100 million, and now the guardianships people are saying, "Hey, you don't have no money." So when you listen to this tape, when you listen to the interview with Wendy, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'm going to play some of it. she's going to talk about how she has designer bags and have $15 to her name. Okay, everybody's spending her money but Wendy. And so Charlemagne the God is somebody she used to work with at the radio station. Supposedly, Charlemagne and Wendy fell out after she got married because he felt like they was having an affair and he didn't want her around. Oh my God. Sorry. Can you believe my camera fell, guys? I am so sorry. Okay. So, so supposedly they fell out, Wendy Williams and Charlemagne the God, because of her husband. So after that, after the fallout, I guess he was still cool with him, and he was at a party at Charlemagne the God's party, and introduced him to this woman that he had the baby with. Now, my friend did that to me. We would no longer be friends. But I'm glad they ended up working it out after the divorce. That's when they became back friends. And she need everybody to sound the horns, honey. Call the National Guard. Call everybody. Let's free Wendy. Okay? And so I'm gonna go ahead on. I'm gonna play. So let me get back. So they said that her husband, ex-husband, Kevin, the producers, and everybody decided to put this plan together to get Wendy. So they said that every time Wendy took a drink of her tea, and she was drinking tea, people would think she had alcohol in it, but it was not. It was tea. She would put her own tea bag, but somebody would heat the water up and bring it to her. Storm Monroe said whoever was doing that is the person they need to look at. That they were drugging Wendy. So Wendy started talking real tripped out on the show and was making like she was back on drugs. That, I forgot the year, but that Halloween, the famous Halloween on her show where she was dressed up like the Statue of Liberty, she had the nerve to fall out and everybody was laughing, thinking it was funny, thinking she was on cocaine, thinking she was on drugs. When that woman was not on no drugs, she was being drugged so that she could sing that way, so that they can have guardianship over her. Now, I was listening to Tasha K on Wine with Tasha K. She has a very big platform as well. And she was saying that where was her family? Where was the brother? Where was her son when she was on television? They had pictures of her in front of a liquor store. Hi. Where was she then? Where were they then? Where was the family then? Everybody was all getting paid, so they really didn't care about Wendy Williams. But all of a sudden, when the paychecks stopped and she got under this guardianship, then everybody, oh, the son, the brother, the sisters, they all coming out of woodwork and want to help their sister. So she had a point about that. It's a shame what's happened to Wendy. And so now we're going to listen to a clip of the interview, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it. Okay.
First of all, to start with, my niece Alex knows a lot as well, but I am not cognitively impaired, you know what I'm saying? No, but I feel like I am in prison. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in New York City, right? And by the way, my apartment has been sold, thank God, a while ago. But I'm in this place where the people are in their 90s and their 80s and their 70s, and even when people are 60 like me, hey, I'm sexy and gorgeous. I am sexy. Look, please, July 18th, 1964, honey. But look, these people, I don't care if they're 50 and 60, they have, look, there's something wrong with these people here on this floor. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying something bad. I'm just saying that I am with these people. I am clearly not, look, I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner right here on the bed, all right? I watch TV, I listen to radio, I look at the window, I talk on the phone. And by the way, Alex talk about this phone, please. Alex, you've been right here where I am, so you know exactly what you're talking about. You flew from Miami to New York, and you were right here with me. Go ahead.
Yeah. And what she's saying is exactly what's happened. She's there in New York, in this place, essentially like what some would call a luxury prison, right? This is her room. That's literally her apartment. But the thing about this apartment, and you know this, not Wendy, because you're there, it's small. She has a bed, a chair, a TV, a bathroom, and she's looking out one window. A building's across the street. That's her life.
Excuse me, and excuse me, through my money, I had this person buy the TV, the kind of TV I like, a large TV. You understand what I'm saying? Through this person, because all of my stuff is in storage. You understand what I'm saying? Everything's in storage. And by the way, that was to sell my apartment. But anyway.
Underscore what you were saying, Charlene, as well, and that is, this is still a legal situation. So yes, there are things that my aunt just can't talk about. Yeah. There are things that we as a family can't talk about. That's right. But I think that the thing that we can talk about is the fact that my aunt sounds great. Yes. I've seen her in a very limited capacity, but I've seen her. We're talking to her. This does not match an incapacitated person. Not at all. And she, that's why we say she's in a luxury prison. Yes. Because she is being held and she is being punished. You know what I mean? For whatever reason that other people are coming up with as to why she has to be kept in this position. We're not asking, for a whole lot. And I'm going to speak for myself. I'm not asking for a whole lot. All I'm saying is just treat the woman with dignity. Absolutely. And give her the freedoms that she deserves.
Well, let's say what Wendy wants. Wendy wants to be.
Alex, you talk about that. Go ahead.
Well, we've talked about this, and that is there's the hashtag Free Wendy. There's also a change.org petition as well. And also just making as much noise as possible, potentially, GoFundMe, whatever we have to do to make sure that my aunt is in a place where she is living her life in dignity. For the woman that she is now, that's what we're going to do.
Wait, I have $15. I have $15. What does that do?
Right.
When I listened to that interview, my heart, I just felt so bad for Wendy. Nobody deserves that type of treatment. Wendy worked hard for her money, worked hard for everything she has. And so to somebody to lock her up and all she do is watch TV, she doesn't even have a computer. And she can't even make phone. Nobody can call her. She can only make calls. It's crazy to me. Somebody that was worth over $100 million. It's crazy to me. And people have to be careful out here. I understand you get married and everybody put their money, some couples, not all couples may put their money together, and you put all your faith in your man and he paying all the bills, and then he leave and you didn't know nothing about the money. He done took everything out the account. You have to be accountable for your own money. You have to be accountable for everything that you do. Don't let somebody just take over your life. And a lot of women do that with men. And sometimes the men, they do it as well. So we have to, everybody needs to be very careful about knowing where their money is at and what it's being spent on, okay? Because Wendy Williams gave all her power over to this man. She was scared of him. He would have her bedroom was soundproof so that when she beat her behind, the son or the neighbors can't hear. So, so she was scared of this man. But she gave him too much power. He was a thug. So and this is what he does to her. And so he needs to be taking account to what he's done. If this is true, again, everything in this video is allegedly. And right now they have on YouTube, I believe, you might can go under the Breakfast Club. Don't hold me to that, but I know I saw it on YouTube. They had a GoFund, which they're saying is legit. The family put together a GoFund for Wendy. They also have a petition to the guardianship about releasing Wendy, at least getting her seen. Because one point that was Charlamagne made, people are putting all this information that Wendy's not well, and they are not doctors. And I know it's HIPAA laws, but somebody in, at least in the medical field, should say something, or might not have to say all what's going on with Wendy. We know she has Graves' disease, and that's what they said when she was being drugged. It really affected her Graves' disease. And somebody, a professional, not, or somebody outside of the guardianship, because they said the guardianship is connected with the judge, and she paying the judge so she could keep Wendy. They all should be going to jail. And so we have to wait and see what happens to Wendy Williams. I hope they free Wendy Williams. And so put in the comments your thoughts about Wendy and what's happening to her. Would you sign the petition? Would you donate to the GoFund? Let me know down in the comments. So that's all I have. That's all I got. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching my channel.